Chapter 1, Become Stronger When Facing a Strong Opponent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Eastern Region, Xiantian sect, an old man with white hair and waist, wearing a black robe, leaning on a cane, looked at the vicissitudes of face reflected on the lake in disbelief, and said, "Fuck." Yi Junlin never dreamed that he secretly slept in class, and when he woke up, he found that he had traveled through time. Looking at the wrinkled old face on the lake, Yi Junlin was so angry that his whole body was trembling, and his eyes were red, and he shouted angrily. "Is it natural to step on a horse? Others who have traveled through time are young talents from wealthy families, or they are the holy sons of a holy land, or they are earth-shatteringly handsome, or even more ordinary looking. As a result, he turned out to be a stinky old man with no energy. Through memory, I learned that this world is called Kunlun realm, where practitioners are respected, not to mention flying with swords or moving mountains and filling seas. The original owner of this body is the master of the Piamiao Peak of the Xiantian sect, the first major sect in Huangzhou in the eastern region. He is highly respected in the sect, and he used to be extremely talented. He cultivated to the golden elixir stage at a young age. Later, during an operation to suppress evil cultivation, his elixir field was attacked and destroyed. As a result, he lost all his cultivation and became a useless person. In the next few years, he became confused, passive and decadent, staying on the mountain without asking anything, seeing the peak leader with the greatest potential in the past becoming lonely. All the senior officials of Xiantian sect felt very sorry, but they were at a loss what to do. In other words, I am an ordinary person now, based on my previous years. Suddenly, Yi Junlin thought of something, and a huge panic emerged in his heart. You must know that this body is already 111 years old. The reason why it can survive to this day is because when I was a monk, I took various life-prolonging elixirs, but even so, according to the lifespan of a mortal, he is already on the verge of death and is about to burp. No way, I just crossed over and I have to say goodbye to this world forever. Wait a minute, I still have a chance. Generally, plugins arrive at this time. That with years of experience in writing online articles, Yi Junlin gradually calmed down. He hit the ground heavily with a cane and shouted into the air with a proud face. "System, your father is here, why don't you come out and see him quickly?" Zhou didn't respond. You're playing hide-and-seek with me, right? Come on, don't make trouble. Quiet as a chicken. Brother Tongzi, I was wrong, I was joking just now, you might as well just say something. System's biological father. Uncle System. Silence, deathly silence. Understood, it's not System Flow. Yi Junlin changed his mind, frowned, groped around all over his body, and found an old ring. Then with an uneasy feeling, he put his face towards him and lowered his voice and asked. "Master, are you inside?" The ring didn't respond. "Old guy, don't pretend, I know you're hiding inside. Ring. Does it require blood to be effective?" Yi Junlin bit his finger and dripped blood on the ring. He waited nervously for a full second and found that nothing had changed. Gone. Goldfinger has nothing, so traveling through time is useless. With such an old body and bones, he would probably die if he took a fall. The more Yi Junlin thought about it, the angrier he became. He held his crutch and pointed it at the sky, cursing. "Oh my god. Fuck %#*%#. 2 minutes later, ding, it is detected that the host's curse words are too dirty. This system is passively activated. Please stop the host from scolding and be a civilized person." A mechanical system prompt sounded in my ears. Yi Junlin was stunned immediately, covering his chest with excitement, and almost had a heart attack on the spot. "Tongzi, you are not kind, you just showed up now. I almost suspect that this book was published by ordinary people. Ding, I'm sorry, I slept very hard recently, and this system just woke up. Let me go, this is too unreliable, isn't it? Is this how you treat time travelers? Ding, host, please be careful with your words, this system is very professional. Okay, let's change the voice first. The voice of your system is as emotionless as a robot. Since you say you are professional, then change it to a Lolita voice. the system is loading a new voice package. Ding, the loli sound has been modified. Is the host still satisfied? In 1 second, the system changed from a mechanical and cold voice to a soft and cute voice. Hey, are you serious? You are so generous, but you are not allowed to change it without my permission. Ding, okay, in order to better compensate the host, the system will reward the newbie with a gift package. Do you want to open it? Tear it down for me. Ding, congratulations to the host for gaining special abilities, you will become stronger when you encounter strong ones. Tongzi, be specific. Yi Junlin asked curiously. Ding, if the host faces any enemy who is stronger than himself, he can permanently gain a higher level of cultivation than the enemy on the spot. And there are no side effects. Fuck, Yi Junlin was startled and asked tentatively, really or not, for example, if I am an ordinary person now, if I face the way of heaven. Ding, this system is a no-brainer, just go ahead and try it, I guarantee there will be no problem. The system's Lolita tone rang in my ears. I'll die if I don't try. Yi Junlin muttered to himself, if the system had this ability, wouldn't it take off directly? Just go meet those awesome practitioners and get a higher level of cultivation than them. Practice. What a fart repair. Ding, as a warm reminder, this system has detected the current physical condition of the host. There is still 1 hour left before the end of life. No, is this necessary? What should I do? Wait, I can find someone to fight with. In this way, I can achieve a higher realm than him, and my lifespan can be extended accordingly. Having made up his mind, Yi Junlin leaned on a cane and strenuously stepped forward, trying to find someone to help him quickly. However, the end of this body was approaching, and he felt more and more powerless, and he was out of breath after walking for a while, looking at the long road away from the mountain. Yi Junlin broke down and complained bitterly. Good guy, why do you think you're staying in the mountains? You're causing trouble for both labor and management. Dang dang dang, just then, there was a rapid ringing of the bell from the sect. Everyone in the Xiantian sect was shocked, because this meant that the enemy was coming. Rumble, the sky was covered with dark clouds, and densely packed huge birds were approaching, the terrifying demonic energy swept across like a storm. What's going on? Yi Junlin's scalp felt numb. Within the sect, several blazing halos rose up, forming formations that erupted with terrifying energy fluctuations. Both disciples and elders filed out one after another, holding magic weapons and waiting in formation. What a courage! What evildoer dares to cause trouble for our Xiantian sect? The mellow voice echoed with anger. The sect leader Sun Yan appeared in mid-air, followed by a group of peak masters with powerful auras. You bastards of Xiantian sect, I didn't expect that this demon king is still alive. I will kill all of you today, the leader Qingping demon king said with a face filled with resentment. It turns out it's you, you evil beast. The sect leader Sun Yan narrowed his eyes slightly. Years ago, the Qingping clan slaughtered a small country in Huangzhou. The small country had no choice but to ask Xiantian sect for help. It was he who personally led the troops to rescue the siege. I remember that the leader of the Qingping demon king was severely injured by me and fell off a cliff to his death, unexpectedly. After many years, it will come back again. The humiliation I suffered back then is still vivid in my mind. Today I am here to avenge you and bloodbath your Xiantian sect, Qingping demon king said with a ferocious smile. Humph, you dare to speak nonsense, just because of the animals you brought with you. Su Dinyan is full of hair and hair is flying, he said disdainfully. That's why, with a bang, the Qingping demon king's aura was like a flood, and the power belonging to the infant level was like an overwhelming force. What, you actually broke through? Su Dinyan's face changed drastically. He is still stuck in the golden core consummation, with no sign of breakthrough for many years. He did not expect that this evil beast would be a blessing in disguise and advance to the infant realm. After all, for a small and low-ranking state in the eastern region, an infant-level powerhouse is enough to stand out from the rest. Sect Master, what should we do? The 7 peak masters said solemnly. Now that things have happened, can give it a try. Sun Yan gritted his teeth and said. Young men, come to me. Kill these stinking Taoist priests, that the Qingping Demon King flapped its wings, as if a cyan comet fell from the sky, exuding an aura of destruction. Yes, your majesty, that a group of cyan demonic birds launched an attack, with Zhang spitting out glowing light and leaning forward to attack. Swear to defend Xiantian's sect to the death. Su Dinyan roared and led all the monks to rise up to resist. On Qiaomiao Peak, Yi Junlin stared blankly at all this. Suddenly he reacted, waved his crutch and shouted eagerly. Hey, come on, anyone, hit me. Hit me quickly. What a pity, everyone was busy fighting, and Yi Junlin's little voice was naturally drowned out by the shouts of killing. Ding, the system reminds you that the host currently has 2 minutes of life left, please take remedial measures as soon as possible. No, you are in such a hurry to be reincarnated. Yi Junlin was so angry that he threw his crutch on the ground. He didn't expect time to fly by so fast. Could it be that his journey of cultivating immortality was about to end before it even started? Window_tabula equals window_tabula_tabula.push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula below article feed, placement, below article feed, target_type, mix. Chapter 2 shocked the whole sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the sky, the sound of rumbling explosions was endless, and powerful spells intertwined all over the sky, blooming with colorful light. The corpses of demonic birds fell one after another, and their shrill cries echoed in the valley. Kill! Many disciples and elders fought hard. Some of them cast spells and some controlled flying swords. Their eyes were full of determination, and they were bound to live and die with the sect. In mid-air, the sect leader Xiao and the 7 Golden Core Peak Masters are going all out to fight against the Qingping Demon King. Boom! The energy fluctuations released by their fight formed a hurricane, rolling up rows of trees, spinning and then bursting into pieces. The scene was extremely chaotic, as if a natural disaster had struck. Qingping Demon King sneered, "It's too weak. If this is all your strength, then I can say it's not painful or itchy. You evil beast, please stop being so arrogant." Xiao shouted, and between his hands making seals, countless blue thunder and lightning tore through the void, roaring like an angry dragon. Kill! The other peak masters roared and each used their strongest spells. For a moment, the scene was horrifying, the sky was shattering and the earth was shattering. Interesting, I will let you see how powerful the infant stage is. The Qingping Demon King's eyes were fierce, and he vibrated his sky-shielding wings. His aura was rising at an alarming speed, and he opened his mouth and spat out a destructive giant beam of light. Boom! The surging light group was dazzling, like the sun rising from the ground. When the terrifying aftermath gradually dissipated, several embarrassed figures fell down, and a loud bang stirred up dust and sand all over the sky. Ahem! Blood flowed from the corners of Su Youyu and several peak masters' mouths, and they stood up with difficulty, their eyes full of grief and anger. There is no way, the gap between the golden elixir stage and the infant stage is too big. Ha ha ha, who else wants to resist? Just accept your death. Qingping Demon King smiled proudly. No. Seeing that the strongest people in the Xiantian sect were easily defeated by the Qingping Demon King, countless disciples and elders looked desperate. The atmosphere is extremely depressing, and death envelopes the entire sect. Sudden, Yudeo's inappropriately old voice sounded, and his tone was full of frivolity that was inappropriate for his age. Hey, that stupid bird! Look over here. Don't look around, I'm talking about you. The Qingping Demon King was stunned. He followed the source of the sound and found an old man in black robes standing on a mountain surrounded by clouds and mist not far away. He was holding a trumpet in his hand and speaking to himself. Yelling like crazy. Damn human being, how dare you insult me? Qingping Demon King couldn't believe it. It can see that the energy and blood are declining without any cultivation, and it is the kind that is approaching its limit. Yi, junior brother Yi, Su Yu and the 7 peak masters were dumbfounded. They never expected that the peak master of Miao Miao Peak, who usually lives in seclusion and does not care about worldly affairs, would appear at this critical moment. At this time, Yi Junlin waved his crutches, held a loudspeaker in his hand, and shouted arrogantly, silly bird, come to me if you are unhappy. I'm waiting here, suffering from the lack of time and no one to take care of him. Junlin, who was racing against time, had an idea and went back to the cave where the original body lived, and finally found this unique loudspeaker. There is no need for cultivation to activate it. You need to install the spirit to amplify the sound 10,000 times. His purpose is simple, is to find. At this juncture, someone suddenly shouted and cursed the Qing demon king in public, which instantly made the two men who were still fighting in the melee unable to help but stop. Countless astonished eyes converged on the white-haired old man who exhaled fragrant fragrance. Oh my God, is it the former legend from Piaomiao Peak? I know that he was the youngest golden elixir monk in Xiantian sect's history. Later, his cultivation was abolished due to a battle, and there is no news about him anymore. Compared with the rumors, Peak Master Yi seems a bit irritable. Surprised comments arose. The Qing demon king was so angry that his orifices were filled with smoke. The baby-level pressure released from his whole body distorted the surrounding void, and his eyes were about to burst out with anger. I have never seen such an arrogant person in my life. Hey, I saw you today. Yi Junlin raised his chin, as if he wanted to be beaten. Beads of sweat overflowed on his forehead. His aging body became weaker and weaker, and double images gradually appeared in front of his eyes. Ding, the system reminds you that there are still 10 seconds left before the host dies on the spot. Start countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. Damn it, why doesn't this stupid bird love me? Help! Yi Junlin wailed in his heart, feeling that he was going to see his great-grandmother. Arrogant! I am here to destroy you. Anger defeated reason, and the Qing demon king decided to do his best to erase that insignificant human from this world. Boom! It opened its mouth and sprayed out a terrifying energy beam, piercing the sky with a destructive aura. This was a full blow from the infant-level monster, and all the monks present could not stop it. Junior brother Yi, they were devastated. Unexpectedly, the most courageous person in the Xiantian sect who died was still the genius who broke the Jindan record. Good guy, we're finally here. Facing the terrifying attack of the infant-level demon king, Yi Junlin not only did not feel scared, but instead showed an excited smile on his face. Ding, it is detected that the host encounters an attack from an enemy in the early stage of the infant realm. The passive effect of becoming stronger when encountering a strong one is now triggered, and the host can gain cultivation in the middle stage of the infant realm. 1 second, strong cultivation energy burst out from the body, and the old and slender body bloomed with vigorous vitality again. The age spots on the skin disappeared, the skin became white and delicate, the old face changed rapidly, and the appearance was fixed. Appearance, the sword-shaped eyebrows fly into the temples, the eyes are as deep as stars, and the face is plump and handsome. The strange thing is that the waist-length white hair has not transformed into the normal black color, but has become increasingly silvery and shiny, like a bright star hanging down. Is this a baby? Yi Junlin felt the terrifying energy in his body, his face was filled with surprise and joy. Ding, of course, this system is professional. The soft and waxy Lolita sound rang in the ears, making countless otakus feel itchy inside. Boom, the destructive beam of light suddenly turned, as if it was knocked away by a stronger energy, rushed into the sky and exploded. The terrifying coercion surged and spread like a tide, causing everyone in the arena to have their scalps explode and tremble with fear. Qing demon king's anger seemed to be extinguished by ice water, and his eyes showed surprise. Are you in the infant realm? It didn't expect at all that there would actually be infantry realm monks stationed here. And the cultivation seems to be deeper than it is. In countless shocked eyes, Yi Junlin was wearing a black robe, and slowly raised his hands behind his back. His long silver-white hair was dancing wildly, with a terrifying divine light shining in his eyes, and his whole body was filled with a suppressive aura. How is this possible? Junior brother Yi is actually a strong person in the infant realm. They were stunned as if they were struck by lightning, and their expressions were extremely wonderful. Are you kidding me? On the surface, he has lost all his cultivation and has become an ordinary person, but in fact, he has quietly broken through to the infant realm. It turns out that these self-denials are actually a cover-up. Junior brother Yi, I dare you to be a 6th grade person. Am I right? The master of Piaomiao Peak is actually a monk in the infant realm. That's the infant realm. There aren't many of them in the entire Huangzhou. But our Xiantian sect gave birth to one. Excellent, my Xiantian sect. You monsters are finished. That when they saw Yi Junlin's explosive cultivation in the infant realm, the entire sect was ecstatic and cheered. To know, practitioners have different realms, including Qi training, foundation building, golden elixir, infant, spirit transformation, body integration, vehicle, transcending tribulations, and true immortality. There are 14 states in the Eastern Territory. Huangzhou is located in the Lulu River. A monk in the infant realm can already dominate 8 states. Ding, congratulations to the host for gaining cultivation for the first time. The system will randomly reward a magical power, desolate prisoner's heavenly finger. Yi Junlin was stunned. This system was quite good. Boom. Suddenly, overwhelming information exploded in his mind, and Yi Junlin unknowingly mastered this terrifying move. Fellow Taoist, what happened just now was a misunderstanding. I have decided to settle the old grudges with your lord, and I will pay you a visit when I have time. Young men, retreat. Qingping Demon King thought over and over again and took the initiative to surrender and retreat. Hey, now that you're here, don't even think about leaving. Yi Junlin wrote lightly. Hearing this, Qingping Demon King's eyes flashed with a fierce light. Guda's cultivation is a little deeper than mine, but the gap is not the same. Are you sure you want to fight to the death? Although it is the early stage of Ying and Yi Junlin is in the middle stage of Ying, Qingping Demon King feels that with his physical talent, he may be able to make up for his disadvantage in cultivation. If it really breaks out, there's no telling who will win. Therefore, Qingping Demon King felt that he had given enough face to his opponent by taking the initiative to submit. Self-righteousness is indeed a fool. Yi Junlin shook his head and sneered. Human, you forced me to do this. Being humiliated one after another, the Qingping Demon King's anger was completely ignited. It flapped its wings to mobilize the mana all over its body, and its aura became violent. This was a desperate attempt to burn the demon elixir in its body. Not good. They became nervous. If Yi Junlin has 3 advantages and 2 disadvantages, it will be the biggest loss to Xiantian's sect. At the critical moment, Yi Junlin's expression remained unchanged. His long silver-white hair was messy and flying, and he slowly raised his hands high above his head. Boom. In an instant, the color of the sky and the earth changes, the wind blows and the clouds remain. A terrifying sense of oppression came from the depths of the sky, and a giant finger like a pillar of heaven, covered with ancient lines, pressed down with destructive power. At the same time, the cold voice contained a majestic meaning, as if it sounded deep in everyone's hearts. Desolate prisoner's heavenly finger. Chapter 3 Sign-in Rewards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Moment, the terrifying murderous intention was firmly locked on the Qingping Demon King, so frightened that its scalp almost exploded, and unprecedented fear arose spontaneously. This is. The Qingping Demon King's mind went blank, and he watched with horror as the giant finger continued to expand. The surrounding space was frozen, making it difficult to move. Boom. Trembled, and the sky was filled with smoke and dust. In the sunken pit lay a huge dead bird covered in blood. King is dead, the family must run away. Seeing the death of their leader, all Qingping were frightened and evacuated quickly, trying their best to escape from this world of right and wrong. Kill. Leave no one behind. Xuanhuan recovered from the shock and shouted excitedly. Yes. The morale of the younger brothers and elders increased and they began to counterattack in an all-out way. It didn't take long, all the demon birds that broke into Xiantian's sect were killed. As the savior of the sect, Yi Junlin naturally attracted great attention in the sect. Just the method he just revealed made countless people look at him with eyes filled with admiration. Junior brother Yi, it's really thanks to you this time. The sect leader Xuanhuan said with emotion on his face and cupped his hands. Before, we thought that your cultivation would be ruined and you would never recover. Unexpectedly, in private, you had already broken through to the nascent soul. You. The master of Hidden Sword Peak is a shabby young man, with a complicated face and a bitter smile. You idiot, what do you know? That's because junior brother Yi is relatively low-key, so he doesn't make any public announcements and silently protects the sect. The master of Jianxiang Peak covered his mouth and chuckled, his plump body exuding a mature charm. He looked at the handsome face of the silver-haired young man with a hint of admiration in his eyes. Junior brother Yi is really as charming as ever. It turns out that our situation is too small. The other peak masters nodded. Good guys, they are all very clever. Yi Junlin muttered in his heart, but since you think so, it saves you the trouble of explaining. Report to the sect leader. Things are going wrong. At this time, an elder's cry came out. Xuanhuan's face changed slightly. What's the matter? Tell me. Just now, Fenglai sect suddenly launched an attack and invaded the spiritual mines and spiritual veins belonging to our sect. The disciples in charge of the garrison resisted desperately, and almost the entire army was wiped out. Boom. The words just fell. Everyone is furious. Yi Junlin frowned and learned from his memory that Fenglai sect was one of the 6 sects in Huangzhou and the closest sect to Xiantian sect. There were some conflicts before, but they were all under control. It's just that this time Fenglai sect's attack happened to be at this point in time. It was obvious that they were taking advantage of the demon clan's power to sneak in. His heart can be killed. Ding, to trigger the sign-in task, please sign in at Fenglai sect. The host will receive unimaginable rewards. The sweet loli prompt sounds. Yi Junlin was a little curious. It seems that he has to go there for reasons and reasons. Hateful. The Fenglai sect has bullied you too much. Please follow me to take back the resources. Xuanhuan said angrily. Then, he looked at Yi Junlin and said tentatively, I don't know what junior brother Yi wants. In the world of cultivation, the strong are respected. For example, in the entire Xiantian sect, Yi Junlin has the highest cultivation level. Even though he is the leader of a sect, he must ask the other party's opinions when necessary. Well, you do your thing, and I'll go into Fenglai sect first. Yi Junlin waved his hand. Now that he is strong when he encounters the strong, and with the help of top-notch magicians, he naturally has the strength to say this. What's more, Fenglai sect happened to hit the gun at this time and could use it for surgery. Okay, junior brother Yi is so damn domineering. Xuanhuan was startled at first and raised his thumb excitedly. Everyone was very excited. How many years had Xiantian sect not been so strong? This time I must make a name for myself. Subsequently, the warships all over the sky were assembled and launched an attack towards the target. The scale is huge and the morale of everyone is high. Even the dogs passing by were slapped. At this time, all occupied resources. The remaining monks of the Xiantian sect were covered in blood and dressed in tatters, and were imprisoned in cages like beggars. Their faces were disgraced and their eyes were bloodshot, showing resentment. Around him, monks wearing blue clothes passed by from time to time, occasionally casting contemptuous and sarcastic glances. Senior brother, I never thought that this spiritual vein would belong to our Fenglai sect from now on. Next, a young man with a sharp mouth and monkey cheeks laughed. Humph, not only this spiritual vein, but all Xiantian sect's resources will belong to our sect from now on. The tall man looked proud. Bah! You are talking about a dream. Just wait, Xiantian sect will organize a team to retake this place soon. In the cage, the injured brother said angrily. Ha 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 ha. The tall man raised his head and laughed wildly, his laughter full of strong sarcasm. Hey, what are you laughing at? I laugh at you for being ignorant and stupid. Facing the question from the Xiantian sect monk, Gao Nan stepped forward and said with a strange smile. Don't you know yet? Your sect is in danger. Just now, the Qingping demon king led his tribe to attack the Xiantian sect, and its realm has already broken through the nascent soul. What do you think the Xiantian sect, which ranks at the bottom of the 6 sects, has a chance of winning against a nascent soul-level powerhouse? What? The Xiantian sect monk was shocked and looked sad. No wonder Fenglai sect would take this opportunity to invade and occupy the sect territory. If you say so, when that beast destroys my Xiantian sect, will it let go of your Fenglai sect with its stomach? Don't forget that your Fenglai sect is closest to our Xiantian sect, a younger brother said bitterly. If you want to be alone, just dream. Strange thing is, Gao Nan was not annoyed after hearing this, but instead smiled and said. Thanks to the love of God, I, the master of Fenglai sect, became a disciple of Yuhua sect in Qingzhou many years ago. Because of my outstanding talent and cultivation, I attracted the attention of Yuhua sect. On the same day, an elder from the Yuhua sect paid a special visit to our Fenglai sect. With his strength, it was easy to kill the Qingping Demon King. Qingzhou. Feather Gate. The Xiantian sect monk's heart was beating wildly. There are a total of 14 states in the eastern region, and each state is extremely vast, with small countries and families. If Huangzhou is a remote place, then Qingzhou is the supreme treasure of the eastern region. As for the Yuhua sect, it is the top sect with the most famous reputation in Qingzhou. A nascent soul monk who can establish a sect in Huangzhou can only be a disciple there. If this is the case, then Fenglai sect has a backer. The Qingping Demon King is really nothing. It's over, everything is over. The information revealed by these words completely destroyed the faith of the Xiantian sect monks. They were all lost and muttering dejectedly to themselves. How many bereaved dogs still dare to speak harshly? From now on, I will be responsible for mining the spiritual veins here. This generation will work as a horse for our Fenglai sect. Gao Nan sneered. Teacher, senior brother, look at that. Yudi reached out his finger and shouted in horror. Boom, not far away, several huge warships came over, the shouts of killing came from far and near, and the fighting spirit was high. Brother Xiantian, listen to the order and kill all outsiders. As powerful figures soared into the air, terrifying pressure enveloped all directions. How is it possible? There is actually a strong man in the Golden Core stage personally leading the team. The Xiantian sect is not the sutra. In an instant, wails, screams, and cries resounded throughout the occupied resources. Fenglai sect, in the antique palace, the leader of the sect, Chen Yunhai, and a group of core senior officials were receiving this creature who had come from afar. Mr. Mu, I heard that my son Chen Xiao performed extremely well in the Yuhua sect and was accepted as a true disciple by a certain venerable. Is this true? Chen Yunhai said cautiously. Mu Lao stroked his goatee and said with a kind smile, Sect Master Chen, this is of course true. Your lord, Mr. Juyang, has been valued by Venerable Juyang and taught the supreme Taoism. I hope that I will come back to Fenglai sect to visit you someday. Suddenly, the whole place was in an uproar. Chen Yunhai's face turned red with excitement. That is a venerable person. Only by reaching the realm of can one have this honor and bear this title. His son Chen Xiao was actually accepted as a disciple by a strong man in Qingjing. Sect Master, what a joy to congratulate you. A group of sect leaders said flatteringly. Chen Yunhai stroked his goatee and said proudly. My son Chen Xiao has the appearance of an immortal. Seeing everyone's excitement, Mu Lao smiled like a spring breeze, with a trace of disgust flashing in his eyes. If it weren't for Chen Xiao's high position in the sect, and for the sake of Venerable Zhu Yang, he would not have come to this poor spiritual energy Pafang. Ahem, this is a high-quality infant transformation pill. Your duke entrusted me to give it to sect leader Chen. Huaying Dan. Sect Master Chen opened the box excitedly, and the round and spiritual elixir appeared shining brightly in front of his eyes. Congratulations, Sect Master, with the help of this elixir, you will definitely break through and become a nascent soul monk. The elders stood up and congratulated. My son is interested. Chen Yunhai's face glowed red. See it, Mu Lao's inner disdain was even greater. It's just yuanying, so I'm happy like this, as expected of the countryside. Thoughts turn, he cupped his hands with a smile on his face and said, I would like to congratulate Sect Master Chen in advance on his breakthrough. If nothing happens, I will say goodbye first. Wait, Chen Yunhai said shamelessly, as for that beast, I will solve it easily. Mu Lao said calmly. It was his words that revealed the realm of Qingping Demon King, which made Chen Yunhai ambitiously dispatch a team to seize the Xiantian sect's resources. That's good. Chen Yunhai was all smiles, boom. Suddenly, a black-robed figure broke through the many formation obstacles and descended alone into Fenglei sect, causing a huge sensation in an instant. Yi Junlin's long silver-white hair was flying, and he ignored the frightened younger brothers and elders around him, with a playful smile on his lips. Is this the Fenglei sect? At this time, a sweet loli sound came into my mind. Ding, arrived at the check-in point Fenglei zone. Do you want to sign in? Sign in, Yi Junlin said silently. He really wanted to see what good thing it would be. Ding, sign in, congratulations to the host for getting, $window, _tabula equals window, _tabula, push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target _type, mix. Chapter 4. Cultivation level rises again. Experience pack delivered to your door. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding, sign in is successful, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Human King seal, Great Void Technique. Yi Junlin's eyes lit up, and he was overjoyed. After all, in the fight between practitioners, strength is the decisive factor, because it is not ruled out that there are very few monsters who can fight across levels. Before he becomes an existence beyond the heavenly Tao, he still has to rely on his own strength to remain invincible. Therefore, this sign-in reward came very timely. All of which are top-level great magical powers, which can be said to be like adding wings to a tiger. This senior, I wonder what you are doing visiting my Fenglei sect? After sensing the breath of the outside world, Chen Yunhai led the sect's senior leaders out of the hall. He saw Yi Junlin and was shocked. Why does this person look so similar to the famous Xiantian sect monster decades ago? I remember that he cultivated to the golden core stage at a young age, which made him very worried after knowing it, and he was afraid that Xiantian sect would soar from then on. Fortunately, he lost all his cultivation after being attacked, and later he lived in seclusion in the mountains and didn't care about worldly affairs. After so many years, I thought he had passed away. Seeing Yi Junlin again now shocked Chen Yunhai. Yi Junlin smiled, pretending to be stupid, right? You dare to offend my Xiantian sect. As a severe punishment, Fenglei sect will no longer exist from now on. Boom. As soon as these words came out, the whole Fenglei sect was in panic. It seems that the Qingping Demon King was killed. You Xiantian sect hid it so deeply. Chen Yunhai's face was ugly. Unexpectedly, the Xiantian sect's Chen Xiao did not fall into the mortal world, but quietly broke through to the infant realm. If it were before, he would definitely be scared and at a loss, kneeling down to beg for mercy. Fortunately, he has someone to rely on now, that is the strong man from Yumen who came from afar. Looking at the calm old man, Chen Yunhai's heart was greatly calmed. Mu Lao, look at the current situation. He knew that this was definitely not something that a young infant cultivator could contend with. Mu Lao shook his head, although it was a bit surprising that a small sect in this barren land gave birth to a cultivator who could kill a young infant monster, but in his eyes, a strong man like the Qingping Demon King was just a flat-haired beast that could be easily killed. Boy, get out of here quickly, while I haven't changed my mind yet. Mu Lao had a high opinion of himself, and he had a natural sense of superiority when facing this young cultivator. He was too lazy to intervene in the dispute, but because of the relationship with the young master of the Fenglei sect, he waved his hands impatiently, as if he was driving away a fly. Mr. Mu. Hearing this, Chen Yunhai was somewhat unhappy. In his opinion, this great man should have just taken action to kill him. Feeling his arrogance, Yi Junlin sneered, "Old man, who the hell do you think you are? Do you want me to give you face?" Instantly, everyone in Fenglei sect was stunned. Asshole, this person is from Qingzhou Yumen. How noble is his status? How can a small Xiantian sect cultivator like you offend him? Chen Yunhai pretended to be angry, but he was actually very happy. He looked at Yi Junlin as if he was looking at a corpse. Arrogant. Mr. Mu was enraged, his eyes were fierce, and his aura suddenly surged, as if sweeping like a hurricane. Instantly, the terrifying pressure enveloped Fenglei sect. God Realm. Everyone was shocked. With a God Realm strongman taking action, the Xiantian sect cultivator will definitely die. At the same time, they were more awed by the human in their hearts. God. Good, good, don't run away, whoever runs away is a grandson. Junlin's eyes lit up and he said in surprise, he had just reached the infant realm and now he was promoted to the god realm. It was really an experience package delivered to his door. Mu Lao was so angry that his face turned blue. He was a powerful man in the god realm. Shouldn't he be afraid of him? What's the matter with this inexplicable excitement? Looking for death, Mu Lao shouted angrily and stretched out his big hand to grab it. Swish, the green giant hand condensed by the wood essence, like the palm of a god, slapped Junlin. This blow was enough to kill the infant realm cultivator hundreds of times. Very good, this kid must die today. Chen Yunhai smiled, if Junlin is eliminated, Xiantian's sect will not be a threat to him. When he uses the infant pill to achieve a breakthrough, he will lead his men to launch a general attack and completely raze this sect to the ground. Ding, the host is detected to be attacked by an enemy in the late stage of the god realm. Now the passive effect of being stronger when encountering a strong opponent is triggered, and the cultivation of the peak of the god realm is obtained. In an instant, a more powerful cultivation energy raged in Junlin's body, and the breath it exuded was very terrifying, causing everyone present to change their faces. Boom. The green hand that looked like a mountain was shattered by Junlin's casual hand, and countless stars poured down, which was spectacular. You are in the god realm. Mu Lao was shocked and looked at him in disbelief. In his eyes, the silver-haired young man who was originally in the infant stage suddenly burst out with the breath of the god realm, even deeper than him. What a joke! How could someone in this barren wasteland cultivate to the level of a god? How is this possible? Chen Yunhai's smile disappeared instantly, replaced by a fear, and he lost his voice in a shrill voice like a woman. He was really scared. His heart almost stopped beating. The Xiantian sect, a mere sect, actually had a god-level master. At this moment, everyone in the Fenglei sect was so frightened that they didn't dare to breathe, and looked at Junlin with horrified faces. In Huangzhou, the incultivator was already very powerful. He existed as the founder or ancestor of a sect, and could make a sect stand firm for thousands of years, and the god above the infant can live for thousands of years and has the ability to destroy the heaven and earth. Therefore, when they saw Junlin showing off his cultivation, everyone present was so embarrassed. Mu Lao, what should we do now? Chen Yunhai asked for help in a tone of voice. He knew that Xiantian's sect had a god, so he didn't dare to provoke him even if he wanted to kill him. Mu Lao's eyes changed one after another, as if he was thinking of something, and he gradually regained his composure and sneered, why are you panicking? Don't forget that I come from Qingzhou Yuman. How can he imagine the methods of the immortal family that he has mastered? Based on this son no chance of winning. Chen Yunhai's eyes lit up. After all, Yuman is the Qingzhou cultivation saint, and has all kinds of high-level magic. Otherwise, why are there so many monks in the eastern region trying to get in? In comparison, a small sect like the Xiantian sect can count as one god, but due to the foundation of the law, the strength of the same realm will be very different. Think of this. Chen Yunhai was relieved and looked at Junlin with hatred in his eyes. Fortunately, Mu Lao was present today, otherwise the Fenglei sect would have been destroyed. How dangerous. Old guy, are you so confident? Junlin raised his eyebrows. Mu Lao's tone was arrogant. I admit that your cultivation talent is extraordinary, but unfortunately, when it comes to fighting between monks, you will definitely not be able to compete with me, because I come from the Feather sect. You gate. These 3 words have explained everything. Any of the monks among them would be like a dragon or a phoenix among the people in the deserted state. He could kill enemies as easily as he could eat and drink water. That was unimaginable power among the grassroots monks. Suffer death. Mu Lao made secrets with his hands and his robes flickered. With a rumble, 100,000 thick green vines covered the sky and grabbed Junlin with giant hands holding up the sky. The top-level magical power, Tai Aoki Palm. In the world of cultivation, all dharma are divided into grades, namely mortal grade, spiritual grade, mysterious grade, heaven grade, respected grade, immortal grade and holy grade. There are very few monks in Huangzhou who can practice the spiritual level method, and even one spiritual level method can be used as a treasure to suppress the sect. Now, Mu Lao directly uses the top level magical power, which is enough to see the terrifying background of you men. Boy, it is your honor as a low-level sect monk to die in my hands. Mu Lao was high-spirited and confident, this is his best magical power, and he once established a great reputation among the elders of the outer sect. Humph, what a small trick. Yi Junlin reached out and pinched the seal with his hand, boom. Behind him, a majestic figure standing tall in the sky appeared, like a godless emperor suppressing hundreds of millions of people. What is this? Beads of sweat poured out from Mu Lao's forehead, his pupils suddenly shrank into needles, and goosebumps appeared all over his body, making his hair stand on end. He had never seen such a domineering and unparalleled supernatural power, and this was the first time he saw it, making him feel like surrendering. Seal of the Human King, the clear voice echoed through the sky, revealing a sense of majesty. Under countless shocked looks, Yi Junlin raised his hand to strike the Human King's seal. Its momentum is trying to turn the moon upside down and disrupt the sky. Chapter 5. My son Chen Xiao has the potential to become an immortal. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boom. Once the two bodies collided, Tai's greenwood palm was directly annihilated. The king's seal hangs on Mu Lao's head, suppressing an. Not good. Mu Lao sacrificed pieces of magic weapons and talismans in an attempt to resist this terrifying killing move, but they were broken one after another before the king's seal, feeling that his body was about to be wiped out, shouted in despair, "Wait a minute. For Yuman's sake, please spare your life, senior." Yi Junlin sneered, "The human is nothing. If you dare to provoke me, I will destroy it." You. Mu Lao was shocked and angry. He didn't expect that he would be so arrogant. Even if a god can dominate in Huangzhou, in Qingzhou human, he can only be regarded as mediocre. As the top cultivation force in the eastern region, how can the monks of this small sect defend it? If I die here, your sect will be completely destroyed. And as the founder, your situation will only be even worse. Feeling that his body was on the verge of collapse, Mu Lao was so anxious that he was sweating profusely and shouted at the top of his lungs. You still dare to threaten me now? Yi Junlin raised his hand to press it and shouted coldly, "Death." Ah! In the screams, with a rumble, King's seal erupted with brilliant divine light. Mu Lao was immediately crushed into flying ash and fell on the spot. This moment, Fenglei's sect was silent. Chen Yunhai fell to his knees, covered in cold sweat. His whole body was shaking because he was too scared. He looked at the silver-haired young man who looked like an immortal and said in a trembling voice, "Mr. Yi Shen, this is all a misunderstanding. Our Fenglei sect is willing to surrender and serve you. In the current situation, save your life first." Seeing the sect leader kneeling, all members of the Fenglei sect knelt down one after another. In front of a powerful person in the divine realm, any resistance was in vain. "Is it suitable for you to be a dog for?" Yi Junlin said disdainfully. Chen Yunhai's body trembled, and he slowly raised his head. His eyes were filled with scarlet bloodshot eyes, and he gritted his teeth and said, "Mr. Yi Shen, how can you really offend my son Chen Xiao, who has become an immortal, and was accepted by the Venerable as his direct descendant at the Yujinmen? Don't make a mistake." Hopes that this can make Yi Junlin afraid and spare his life. "Oh," Yi Junlin said with interest, "the appearance of becoming an immortal? That's a big claim. Even if I become an immortal in the future, I can kill you. If you have the ability to become stronger when you encounter something strong, even the legendary Immortal Emperor can surpass him in cultivation. Nothing to be afraid of." You. Chen Yunhai's eyes were splitting, and he was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. "Look, this is a madman, an out-and-out madman." Rumble. At this time, a large number of warships appeared in the sky, rushing straight towards Fenglei's sect with a huge momentum. "Junior brother Yi, let's come." A ray of blue lightning cut through the sky like a meteor, revealing the figure of the sect leader Su Dinyan. The peak masters followed closely behind, their eyes filled with fighting spirit. "That's from the Xiantian sect. It's over, we can't be saved. Run." Fenglei sect fell into chaos, with disciples and elders fleeing everywhere. Humph, if I had known that tomorrow, why would I kill him in the first place? Sun Yan shouted in a deep voice, boom boom boom. Warships fired dazzling beams of light one after another, bombing wildly everywhere. The light soared into the sky and the smoke filled the air. Countless Xiantian sect monks came flying up with magic weapons in hand, their shouts of killing shaking the heaven and earth. Looking at the scene of mountains of corpses and seas of blood in front of him, Chen Yunhai's face was filled with grief, and his intestines were blue with regret. Stared at Yi Junlin, his eyes full of strong resentment. If this guy hadn't deliberately concealed his cultivation, how could he have provoked Xiantian sect? What special is that the realm of the god is still hidden? What a loss! You just wait for me. My son will become an immortal and the shame of being washed in blood will be repaid 1,000 times by my son. Chen Yunhai roared out of control. Shabi. Yi Junlin reached out his hand and touched it disdainfully, bang. Chen Yunhai's head exploded like a watermelon, and his headless body fell in a pool of blood. Several other Jindan monks tried to escape, but Yi Junlin raised his hand and slapped them to death. Not a moment, under the public offensive, Fenglei sect was uprooted, and various elixirs and trophies were moved to the warships in batches. We win! Long live! The Xiantian sect monks cheered excitedly. Sun Yan's face was flushed, and his laughter was loud and strong. Junior brother Yi, what do you think I found? Take out a beautiful brocade box, and when you open it, you will find a pill rich in spiritual energy, is Yingdan. I found this from old dog Chen. I didn't expect this guy to hide such a good thing. I can break through the nascent soul in just a few days. That I am very happy in the virtual year. I have been stuck in the golden elixir stage for many years. This time is the biggest gain. Congratulations, sect master, for our Xiantian sect's second nascent soul. Peak Master said excitedly, in the nascent soul stage, he is the overlord in Huangzhou. There are only 2 Xiantian sects, enough to be among the best in all major sects. Actually, Yi Junlin thought about it and decided to speak. Suddenly, a surprised shout came. Everyone! What do you think this is? I picked it up on the ground. The master of hidden sword Peak walked quickly and raised the simple token in his hand. The 2 characters you on the token were brilliant and extraordinary. Su Dunyan's eyes widened and he said in shock, This is the token of Eugene Men. Ha! The master of hidden sword Peak was startled and looked at the token in his hand in shock. He didn't expect it to be so big. That's the holy land for immortal cultivation in Qingzhou, a veritable top force in the eastern region. And looking at the style of this token, maybe the wearer is not low in the Yu sect and is an elder. Su Dunyan took the token, looked at it carefully in his hand, and exclaimed, hear the words. Everyone was stunned. That kind of existence must be at least a god level. But, how come it is now in Fenglei sect? The master of Jianxiang Peak said softly. Suddenly, everyone was stunned and thinking. Did it fall accidentally? Sun Yan frowned. I never thought about the relationship with Fenglei Zong, because the former is a soaring dragon, and the latter is just an ant as big as sesame seeds. How could they possibly meet? Ahem. Sun Yanqing cleared his throat, looked at the vast sky, and said in a deep voice, I have no intention of offending, senior, please show up and get the token back. Everyone looked up in anticipation. If it happens, maybe we can form a good relationship. If we connect with human, it will be great for Xiantian sect in the future. Result, in the sky, there was a cry of crows. The young man wanted to continue speaking, but was patted on the shoulder. He turned around and looked at a silver-haired young man, who looked at him with a strange expression. Junior brother Yi, you. Yi Junlin said helplessly, don't shout, I will kill them all. Window, _tabula equals window, _tabula, _tabula. Push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300x250, target type, mix. Chapter 6, Accepting Disciples, the Leader of the Evil Cult. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What? Everyone was dumbfounded. The dignified Yuhua sect elder was killed by you. Xuanhuan was startled and said in surprise, Junior brother Yi, are you kidding? With your level? Obviously, he was suspicious of Yi Junlin. Actually, I am in the infant realm. With that said, Yi Junlin deliberately released his cultivation aura, boom. They felt like they had fallen into an ice cellar, fear arose in their hearts, and they felt how insignificant they were in front of this huge sense of oppression. Transform into a god. A flash of extreme shock flashed in their eyes, and their expressions were full of thoughts. If Yin can move in all directions in Huangzhou, then Transformation God is a giant that can move completely sideways. Even in the entire eastern region, they can receive preferential treatment from all forces. Xuanhuan was originally very excited, but as soon as he saw the token in his hand, the joy in his heart suddenly disappeared and was replaced by deep worry. Junior brother Yi, what is going on? Why did you kill the Yuhua sect people? That kind of behemoth, if it stomps its feet casually, the entire eastern region will be shaken. Xiantian's sect was as insignificant as dust in front of him. That's what happened. Yi Junlin didn't hide anything and told the whole story. What? Chen Lao Goer was actually accepted as his direct descendant by the master of the Yuhua sect. No wonder an elder came here from thousands of miles away. Fenglei's sect is really unlucky. It's over. Now Fenglei's sect has been destroyed, and you killed the elder of Yuhua sect. This matter can definitely not be solved. After knowing the various reasons, several peak masters were anxious and worried. Xuanhuan sighed, that's all, this is fate. Even if junior brother Yi takes action and has the support of the Yuhua sect, Chen Laogo will still attack our Xiantian sect. How should we deal with this matter now? I have offended the Yuhua sect, and in the entire eastern region, is there still a place for the Xiantian sect? The master of Tianxiang Peak asked worriedly. Everyone fell into silence. Xuanhuan's eyes changed, as if he had made some kind of determination, and he said in a serious tone to Yi Junlin, Junior brother Yi, you are extremely talented and have a deep connection with the immortal world. You will definitely ruin your future here. If you ask me, you should just leave the eastern region. In the future, if the Yuhua sect comes to hold you accountable, we will die. As long as you are still alive, the Xiantian sect will have a chance to continue. The sect leader is right, the master of Hidden Sword Peak said seriously. Agree. The others nodded, their eyes full of determination. See it, Yi Junlin was shocked, this sect is so cohesive. Everyone, please be patient. Leave this matter to me and I will take care of it. Yi Junlin smiled, whenever he encounters a cheat, he will be eager to cause trouble through the Yuhua sect. Add to receive the sign-in reward, and Yi Junlin is sure to make a further leap in strength. Ding, it has been detected that there is a suitable disciple candidate in the radius. He is suspected to be the leader of the demon sect at the level of true immortal. Will the host go and accept him as his disciple? After completing it, you will receive unimaginable rewards. At this time, the sweet loli sound came into my mind. Yi Junlin was stunned. What's going on? The system actually asked him to recruit a disciple, and the other party was the leader of the demon sect at the level of a true immortal. Does this level of existence also appear in Huangzhou? Wait, if I go to touch porcelain, I will be in the realm of true immortality directly with my golden finger. Damn it, Wuhu is taking off. Even if accepts a disciple, he must go this time. At this time, Xuanhuan looked troubled and wanted to speak to persuade, but Yi Junlin waved his hand to interrupt. Everyone, you can do as you like, I'll take my leave first. Then, he used the Great Void technique and disappeared, leaving everyone in a state of confusion. Zishu Bamboo Forest, the bamboo forest is rustling and the green leaves are flying. There was a tall figure running away in embarrassment, with blood spilling from the corner of his mouth. Hong Chenya has disheveled hair and a delicate and beautiful face, which is as cold as frost. There are scarlet flame marks between her eyebrows. Her beautiful pair of phoenix eyes reveal sadness and anger. Jia, beauty, don't run away, let me be happy, Master Tao. From behind, an evil voice came from far to near, full of desire and greed. Hear this, Red Chenya's forehead had veins bulging, she turned her head and roared, get out. How many times have I told you? I am a man. A man. Chasing at the back, Junlin laughed loudly, with a burning look in his eyes. The girl is so beautiful, how can she be a boy? Stop trying to trick me. The more Qinya listened, the angrier she became. Feeling that the other party was rapidly approaching, a burst of sadness suddenly emerged in her heart. It's like a tiger falling down and being bullied by a dog. He was once the leader of the all-powerful demon cult in the central region. He founded the fire-worship demon cult, which was so powerful that it ruled over 100,000 countries and was followed by hundreds of millions of believers. His own cultivation level has even reached the realm of true immortality. Who thinks the mortal enemy united multiple holy forces to launch a large-scale siege against the fire-worship demon cult? The former huge forces fell apart. Forces that were previously loyal to the demon cult defected one after another. The leader of the demon cult, Hong Chiba, also became the target of conquest. That day, immortals from all over the sky came to take his life. Hong Qinya used his own secret method to eliminate all risks in his cultivation, and forced his way out of the siege. He spent countless hardships to escape to the eastern region and hid in this remote and desolate state. For example, Hong Qinya no longer has the realm of true immortal level, and his cultivation has already fallen to the early stage of foundation building realm. He originally wanted to use the skills to practice again, and then return to the central realm for revenge. As a result, after hiding for only a few days, I met a pervert. He must be caught doing evil things. After all, he was once the leader of the demon sect, and he knew that Taoist immortals exist. If such an ant succeeds, his Taoist heart will probably collapse, and then there will be no need for revenge. Beauty, run faster, Master Dao, I'm going to catch you. If it falls into my hands, hey. Master Kong had heavy dark circles under his eyes, as if he had overindulged in lust. At this moment, he drove the golden light across the bamboo forest, staring at the back with greedy eyes, and screamed strangely, as a monk in the golden core realm, is it easy to catch a foundation builder? Soon, several brown nails flew to pin Hong Chinya's limbs. Hearing the sound of the wind, Hong Chinya felt alarmed. He raised his hand and used the red flame shield to intercept the nail, but the shield also shattered, causing him to groan and fly backwards, smashing several bamboo trees. Only then did fall on the side. Hong Qinya resisted the urge to vomit blood and left before she could adjust her condition. As a result, the surrounding space was blocked by several half-foot-long nails. Hey, your little foundation building is quite capable. Master Kong was a little surprised. He was in the late stage of the golden core realm, and he had just cast several nails, or was he a first-class magic weapon? Under such circumstances, he could still subdue the opponent in an instant. This is really surprising. With such powerful strength, could it be that the genius of some great sect is traveling? Forget it, when he is done rejoicing, he will directly kill the woman and destroy her body. Damn you bitch. Hong Qinya gritted her teeth with hatred, her delicate and cold face was full of anger. If all the talismans were used up in the battle and all the magic weapons were destroyed, how could he be chased by a mere golden elixir like this? Beauty, don't resist, Master Tao, my patience is limited. Be good, bear with me. Master Kong looked wretched and slowly approached. Several nails were pointed at Hong Qinya, exuding an aura of fear. Seeing that he was forced to a dead end, Hong Qinya couldn't bear it any longer. He stretched out his hands and opened his collar, revealing his strong chest. His emotions almost collapsed and he shouted, "Your ancestor. Keep your eyes open and watch carefully." Yes. I'm a man. This moment, the bamboo forest was silent. Kong Junlin's eyes almost fell out, and his face was full of disbelief. Damn it. Is he really a man? I have been chasing for so long, is it in vain? Do you see clearly? I am a man just like you. Stop chasing me. Hong Chiba tidied her clothes, thinking that after clarifying her gender, she finally left. There are really people for everyone these days, so be more careful next time and don't get pestered by such an old pervert again. Etc. Sudden, Master Kong's voice sounded faintly, causing goosebumps to appear all over Hong Qianye's body. Actually, male is also. Chapter 7, The Desperate Demon Cult Leader. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What? Hong Qianye was stunned and felt a chill in her heart. Hey, you look like this. I admit he's a boy. Be obedient and get down quickly. Master Tao, I can't wait to try it out. The empty master smiled obscenely, his eyes full of strong desire. Go away. I would rather die than surrender. Hong Qianye roared, exhausting all the magic in his body, and quickly cast spells with his hands. A blazing orange flame appeared above his head, like a magnificent lotus in full bloom, containing terrifying energy. The surrounding temperature rose rapidly, and the leaves on the noodles burned one after another. Master Kong's face changed, and he felt a little thirsty. I have never seen such a huge formation brought by monks in the foundation building stage. What level of spell is this? Xuanhuan. Or the level? You bitch, you've completely pissed me off. Go to hell. Hong Qianye's long hair was flying, her eyes were cold and frightening, as if she was possessed by a former demon giant, and her tone was unquestionable, aha. The flaming lotus flower in full bloom, carrying a monstrous momentum, pressed towards Master Kong. Feeling the sense of terror and oppression coming, Master Kong's face turned pale, and he raised his hand to recall the magic weapon to resist. Unexpectedly, several nails were melted quickly. In a second, the orange-red flame lotus arrived in an instant. Aw! The empty master let out a shrill wail, and the flames crazily burned his body like gangrene attached to the bones. After a while, it turned into charred black residue and disappeared without a trace as the breeze blew by. You pervert, you asked for it. Hong Qianye sneered, staggered and fell to the ground. At this time, his body was almost broken, and there was a strong feeling of weakness all over his body. The magical power just now was of the heavenly level. Although its power was astonishing, it brought a price that was unbearable in the foundation building stage. If this move can't defeat the opponent, Hong Qianye will really have nothing to do. There is no way. His realm has plummeted. Even if he masters various powerful magical powers, he still doesn't have enough cultivation to use them. In the past, I could instantly kill such ants with just one look. Now, Hong Qianye's body has been completely exhausted, and her physical condition is very bad, as weak as a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. It's really unlucky for something like this to happen. I must leave here immediately and find a place to recuperate before making any plans. Hong Qianye stood up with difficulty. Hey, that pervert died unjustly. You really have a great background. Suddenly, a sudden voice came, which made Hong Qianye, who was originally on guard, feel his heart raise to his throat. An old beggar man with messy hair and a red nose was walking slowly from the bamboo forest with a wine gourd in his hand, his eyes showing his cunning eyes. Who are you? Hong Qianye's face looked ugly. Is this the end? Don't think too much, little friend. I just happened to be passing by here and saw this interesting scene. Although I met Junlin back in the day, I didn't have a close relationship with him. As for him, I don't know him very well. I won't pursue it. The old man smiled kindly. Besides, my orientation is normal, so you can rest assured. That's good. Hong Qianye breathed a sigh of relief, cupped her hands and said, in this case, I'll see you again in the future, fellow Taoist, and say goodbye. Based on his intuition, this old beggar is very dangerous. Just as Hong Qianye turned around, a gust of wind blew past her eyes, and the old man suddenly appeared. He had an unkempt face and showed yellow teeth. He smiled strangely and said, but compared to the person in front of me, I am more interested in you. It's you. I have a secret on my body. Boom. A moment, the aura of the golden realm of cultivation shrouded Hong Qianye's body, and he couldn't help but kneel down half kneeling. His bones all over his body were rattling, and his eyes were bloodshot and oozing. Hong Qianye's eyes were about to burst, knowing that this disaster would probably not be avoided. After all, he was once a giant in the devil's path, and he became an immortal step by step through many trials and tribulations. There was no one who knew the dangers of the intrigues among practitioners better than him. This old guy wants to take away his immortal destiny. Let me see what's going on in your mind, old man, and why you have mastered such powerful magical powers. The old beggar's eyes flashed coldly, and he slowly explored his skinny hands. I am your ancestor. Hong Qinya gritted her teeth, feeling extremely anxious. In his current state, he is like a piece of fish on a chopping board and can only be slaughtered by others. Could it be that his road to rebuilding would end here? At this time, the old beggar was smiling, his palms were already on Hong Qinya's head, and he was about to use soul search regardless of the consequences. I'm not willing to give in, I'm not willing to give in, Hong Qinya screamed in her heart, and a sense of shame surged through her body. Boom. Just then, the terrifying pressure came instantly, and the whole sky seemed to collapse. Who? The expression of the old beggar suddenly changed, and a huge feeling of fear emerged in his heart, and he turned his head in fear. On the other side, ripples appeared in the void, and a young man in black robe with an ethereal temperament walked away with his hands behind his back. His long silver-white hair was flying wildly, his face was extremely handsome, and his eyes were like two cold rays of light, piercing directly towards him. The old beggar didn't dare to move, his forehead was covered with big beads of sweat, and his lips were trembling. Senior. Junlin frowned, his eyes moved away from the old man, and then stopped at Hong Qinya who was half kneeling. Suddenly, Junlin's face looked very strange. Tong, come on, tell me, is this the leader of the demon cult? Or is it the level of a true immortal? Isn't this a foundation-building weakling? Are you lying? Ding, this system didn't lie to you. This person was indeed the leader of the demon cult in the true fairyland, but his cultivation level just declined. Ding, the eye of insight has been opened for the host. 1 second, Hong Qinya's personal information formed a virtual panel and appeared in front of Junlin's eyes. Name read Chiba, gender, male, cultivation, early stage of foundation building realm, talent, immortal fire spiritual root, damaged, identity, former leader of the fire demon sect, a monk in the true immortal realm who overcame tribulations and became an immortal. Holy crap, it's true, Junlin was very surprised. He didn't expect that this person was so awesome before, but now he is really down and out, worse than a phoenix. Etc. This is actually a man. Junlin stared at the gender column in shock, and then carefully looked at Hong Qinya again. A look of surprise flashed in his eyes. The snow-white skin is smooth and delicate, and the facial features are exquisite and picturesque. The pair of phoenix eyes are so beautiful that they seem to be able to capture the soul. The scarlet flame mark between the eyebrows adds a unique charm and style. Just for her looks, many girls would feel ashamed after seeing her. Ahem, it turns out this is a boy. Junlin originally thought that this was a big shot in women's clothing, but judging from the clothes the other party wore, she didn't do anything deliberately. She was a true natural beauty. Coupled with this long hair, who would have seen it instead? They all get the wrong gender. Although it is only the foundation building period, with this cultivation talent, I think I can return to the previous height. Accepting him as a disciple will pay off, Junlin thought secretly. What's more, being able to control a demon sect leader who was once a high-ranking immortal is so exciting just thinking about it. It's over. The other party is a monk in the divine realm. Are in danger. Hong Qinya looked desperate and was not happy because of Junlin's arrival. In his opinion, the secrets in him are enough to make the entire world of cultivation boil. How many strong men will fight for him, just to compete for this immortal fate? Therefore, this silver-haired young man is no exception. Once the old beggar is killed, he will fall into the hands of others, and the ending will not change at all. Window_tabula equals window_tabula_tabula.push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula below article feed, placement, below article feed, target_type, mix. Chapter 8, Accepting a Disciple. Obtaining the Heaven Burial Coffin. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old beggar was so scared that he peed his pants. Are you kidding me? How could there be a god in such a small deserted state? Could it be related to this man? Combined with Hong Chenya's extraordinary origin, the old beggar felt that Yi Junlin might be his elder. Thinking of this, the old beggar regretted it very much. What a sin. It's so unlucky. My lord, I don't know the relationship between you and this young friend. Everything that happened just now was a misunderstanding. I hope you can let me go. The old beggar knelt on the ground and begged like a bereaved mother. In the world of cultivation, there are corresponding honorific titles for cultivators of each realm. For example, Jindan is called Junlin, Ing is called Jinjuan, and the god of transformation is called Shinjun. At this moment, Yi Junlin was too lazy to look at him anymore, and waved his hand casually like he was chasing away a fly. Bang. The old beggar was hit by an invisible force, spitting blood and flying backwards like a kite with a broken string. Then his head was stabbed heavily into the ground, half of his body was buried in the mud, and he fainted. Looking at the silver-haired young man approaching step by step, Hong Chenya had a miserable smile on his face. After all, he couldn't escape. In the midst of his grief and anger, a voice fell lightly into his ears. I see that you have amazing bones and are a rare immortal cultivator. From today on, I decide to take you as my disciple. How about it? That the voice was not loud, but it was like a thunderclap, which made Hong Chenya's head buzz. What? Hong Chenya couldn't believe it, raised his head and looked at the serious silver-haired young man, and his mind was spinning wildly. Humph, a little incarnation cultivator actually wants to take me as his disciple. Could it be that you want to explore the secrets of me? But if so, why not search my soul directly? Or maybe you want to change your strategy, so that I will be grateful to you and give back to you after you reach the peak again in the future. In fact, it is no wonder that Hong Chenya would think so. As a giant of the magic path, he experienced all kinds of cruel struggles and finally became an immortal, establishing a great reputation in the world. Hong Chenya has seen so many people who are hypocritical. Compared with the decisiveness and ruthlessness of the magic path cultivators, the hypocrisy and double-facedness of the righteous path cultivators make you feel sick. Of course, you can't generalize everything, but Hong Chenya feels that the goodwill released by Yi Junlin is more inclined to your guess and cognition. You don't want to? That Yi Junlin smiled. Hong Chenya's heart skipped a beat when he noticed the change in the other party's tone. Forget it, it's better to keep the youth than to worry about the firewood. When you recover your cultivation, you can turn the tables. After all, it's the best way to make the opponent surrender. It's just a show, just a formality. Disciple Hong Chenya, I greet the master. It's the greatest honor of my life to be accepted by the master. Hong Chenya fell to his knees, performed the formal ceremony of apprenticeship, and said with gratitude. Hey, good disciple, please get up quickly. Hong Chenya, what a good name. From now on, I will call you Xiaohong. Yi Junlin held back his smile. He knew that the leader of the demon cult was not sincere, but it didn't matter. He just wanted to add new members to his Piamiao Peak and complete the tasks assigned by the system. As for whether he would turn against me after recovering his realm, Yi Junlin didn't care at all, because his cultivation would become stronger. Xiaohong. Hong Chenya's eye muscles twitched, and he felt very aggrieved. After all, he was the leader of the demon cult. This title was too casual. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the task of accepting disciples, and rewarded the automatic cultivation mode of the magic power. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining the burial heaven coffin, which contains 108 restrictions, which will be gradually unlocked as the host's realm is improved. It is currently a third-grade spiritual weapon. Heaven burial coffin. The sky can be buried, the earth can be buried, everything can be buried. It can be used to refine any living being, and even in the later stage, it can be used to bury the heavens and the worlds. Ding, the qualifications of the host's apprentice are detected, and this system provides a free upgrade service package. Ding, reward fire magic, 3000 flames. Ding, reward fire source pill, used to repair fire spirit roots and shape the supreme foundation. Ding, the reward for this task is over. Is the host satisfied? The sweet system loli sounded in my mind. Well, the service attitude is good. Now there is nothing for you to do. Back off. Yi Junlin was excited in his heart, but his face was deliberately calm. Ding, okay. This is the attitude that the system should have towards the distinguished Chinese traversers. Yi Junlin secretly sighed and experienced the service of a superior person. This time, the reward includes the practice of all the magical skills you have learned, which is equivalent to saving a lot of time, and you can lie down happily in the future. You know, magical skills have a practice progress, which is related to the power of the practitioner. They are entry, minor success, major success, perfection, and transformation. In each stage, the power and effect of the burst can reach up to 10 times or even 100 times. Cultivation is certainly important, but if your own strength is strong enough, you can also kill the enemy across levels and win by surprise. There is also this sky-burying coffin rewarded by the system. I feel that it is domineering when I hear this name, and it seems that if you don't agree with it, you will bury the way of heaven. This magic weapon has reached the spiritual weapon level, which is enough to be proud of the entire eastern region. After all, magic weapons are divided into magic weapons, treasure weapons, spiritual weapons, mysterious weapons, immortal weapons, and holy weapons. It is further divided into grades 1 to 9, with 9 being the limit. For some cultivators in Kunlun realm, it is extremely difficult to reach the threshold of treasure weapons in this life, not to mention the spiritual weapons specially provided for the masters. Moreover, the heaven burial coffin will continue to restore its grade step by step as the realm is improved, unlocking the corresponding restrictions. In the end, Yi Junlin is looking forward to how amazing the power of this supreme treasure will be. Master! Master! Hong Chenya's voice interrupted Yi Junlin's thoughts. Seeing this exquisite and beautiful face with a hint of weirdness, Yi Junlin knew that he had just been distracted. Ahem, Xuanhuan, as a gift to your master, the master should give you a method that will help you practice in the future. Thank you, master. Hong Chenya bowed his hand symbolically to thank you, and when he bowed his head, his eyes showed disdain. A little incarnation, dare to teach me to practice. I gave you face, right? Are you addicted to pretending? I want to see what kind of rubbish method you can come up with to fool people. Shwa! Yi Junlin stretched out his finger and lightly tapped, and the light containing various information merged into Hong Chenya's sea of consciousness. 3000 Flames Sutra. Hong Chenya frowned, and his consciousness was carefully comprehended. Boom! Originally responding with contempt, Hong Chenya felt his mind explode instantly. His breathing became rapid, 2 blushes appeared on his cheeks, and his whole body was shaking at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ah! At this time, Hong Chenya's mind was shaken violently, and he was immersed in the mystery of the 3000 Flames Sutra and couldn't extricate himself. You know, the reverse chaos fury flame method that Hong Chenya mainly practiced is a top-level fire attribute method. Even in the realm of the gods, it is the ceiling, and it plays a vital role in personal practice. Hong Chenya has always been very satisfied with this method, and he is confident that he can regroup, break and then stand up again to prove the way to become an immortal. But now, the 3000 Flames Sutra given by the other party directly subverted Hong Chenya's various cognitions, and his mentality suddenly changed dramatically, compared with the 3000 Flames Sutras. My reverse Chaos Rage Flame method is simply garbage. There is no comparison at all, the difference is like heaven and earth. Oh my god, this is definitely the immortal level, even the legendary holy level. Hong Chenya seemed to be hit by a huge happiness, and the whole person was dizzy. The shock in his heart can be imagined. This method not only opened up a new fire-breathing practice method, but also included 3000 kinds of fire-related magical powers. The higher the ranking, the more powerful it is. With the help of this method, my practice is simply very fast, and my strength will increase beyond imagination. Return to the true immortal. No. Be braver. While Hong Chenya was daydreaming, Yi Junlin threw another round red pill to her, and this, for you. This is. Looking at the red pill in her hand, Hong Chenya was struck by lightning, her face full of disbelief, and she screamed. Fire source pill. Chapter 9. I was lucky enough to find it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Oh, so you know him. Yi Junlin said. Hong Qinya's heart was like a storm. With his former status, he was naturally well informed and familiar with the fire source pill. For cultivators who mainly practice fire-attributed techniques, this is simply a fairy pill bestowed by the immortals, which can have an extremely significant amplification effect. It is so precious that even immortals have to make a move for it. Moreover, since he used the secret method and escaped from death, his foundation has been damaged, affecting his future cultivation. The appearance of this fire source pill is like sending charcoal in the snow. This is all for me. Hong Qianya muttered to himself. No one has ever been so kind to him since he was a child. Some people only have evil intentions and intrigues. Now Yi Junlin has given both the technique and the elixir, both of which are of unimaginably high quality. When he helped Hong Qianya a lot, he was very grateful. Wait. How did a mere transformation realm cultivator get these two things? Even this seed in his prime didn't have the ability to get them. Hong Qianya felt ridiculous. What happened these days? The techniques and elixirs that even the top masters in the region would go crazy for were now casually taken out by a cultivator from the wasteland state. Could it be that he has a greater destiny? Hong Qianya's thoughts turned, and his heart was thumping wildly. After all, whether it was the 3000 Flames Sutras or the Fire Source Pill, they were definitely not something that a transformation realm cultivator could take out. The only explanation was that perhaps the other party brought them out from an ancient ruins, but with his current eyesight, he didn't know how rare they were. Thinking of this, Hong Qianya's breathing was extremely rapid, and he felt that he had hit the jackpot. Xiaohong, are you not satisfied with what the master gave you? Seeing Hong Qianya's face changing continuously, Yi Junlin felt a little funny. What is this demon cult leader thinking about? Hong Qianya came back to his senses, and his attitude immediately changed drastically. He bowed his hands and said in a deep voice, Master, there is no such thing. It is a great honor for me to meet the master who accepts me as a disciple. In this case, he might as well be this disciple, and when his cultivation level is improved, he will find out the secret of this person's body. Well, take this pill, and the master will personally protect you. Thank you, master. Then, Hong Qianya swallowed the fire source pill, sat cross-legged, and began to refine the medicinal power. In an instant, wisps of green smoke came out of his head, and his snow-white skin was as red as a branding iron. His pretty face was red enough to bleed, and his whole body seemed to be on fire. At this moment, his body was undergoing earth-shaking changes. Boom. Hong Qianya's momentum was rising steadily. Early stage of foundation building, middle stage, late stage, peak, perfection, breakthrough of Jin Dan. After a while, Hong Qianya's cultivation stagnated, and his realm reached the early stage of Yuanying. The immortal fire spiritual root in his body has been restored to its original state, and the foundation has become extremely solid. It is not a problem to practice for 1,000 miles in the future. In just half an hour, he broke through from foundation building to Yuanying. Such an exaggerated breakthrough speed is unheard of in the world, but in Yi Junlin's opinion, this guy was originally a true immortal, and with the help of appropriate exercises and pills, it is very normal for him to take off. Hong Qianya noticed the changes in his body and was very excited. He raised his head and let out a long howl to vent his joy. The howl was full of ambition and passion, shaking the entire vast bamboo forest, scaring countless birds to flee. Wait. When I return to the domain, I will definitely avenge my previous shame. When he saw the strange expression of the silver-haired young man, Hong Qianya realized his behavior just now, coughed a few times and bowed his hands, saying, Master, I am rude. No problem, follow me back to the sect and meet your uncles and uncles. Yi Junlin waved his hand. Yes, Xuanhuan's sect. The atmosphere was very warm, everyone's face was filled with smiles. After all, they had just won a great victory, and their hearts were full of pride. Thanks to Master Yifeng, otherwise it would be our Xuanhuan sect that would be destroyed. That's right, Master Yifeng is our savior. Alas, it's a pity that I was blind and missed the opportunity to join Piamiao Peak, otherwise I would be a disciple of Piamiao Peak now. It would be great if I could join Piamiao Peak, so that I could see the handsome Master Yi Feng more. Master Yi Feng is now the strongest in Xuanhuan sect. I guess his standards for accepting disciples must be very high. I really don't know who can be favored by him. That there were discussions in the sect, and countless eyes were cast towards Piamiao Peak, full of strong yearning. Everyone used to think that Yi Junlin's cultivation was exhausted, so naturally he avoided Piamiao Peak, fearing that he would be implicated and delay his future. Now, Yi Junlin killed Yuanying with one finger, shocking the whole sect. Everyone realized at this moment what a good opportunity they had missed. Everyone, look, Master Yi Feng is back, a disciple shouted. Instantly, countless eyes gathered over. Yi Junlin was seen descending from the sky with flying silver hair and fluttering clothes. His face was handsome and his temperament was ethereal, like a fallen immortal. Hey, who is the woman following him? Someone asked in surprise. Hong Qinya was wearing a fiery red robe, with black hair that reached her waist like a waterfall. Her face was exquisite and beautiful, her nose was high, and there was a flame mark between her eyebrows. She was extremely unfashionable, but her temperament was very cold, as if she was keeping people away from her. So beautiful. Many male disciples murmured to themselves, their chests thumping, oh no, this heart-pounding feeling. Evil, where did this vixen come from? He could actually get so close to Master Yi Feng. The female disciples were so angry that they almost went crazy, feeling all kinds of envy and jealousy in their hearts. Xiao Hong, this is the sect Xian sect where my master is from. From now on, you will be my chief disciple of Piamiao Peak. Yi Junlin said with emotion. His barren mountain finally had someone to deal with the weeds. It's an honor for me to join Master's disciples. Hong Qinya said respectfully. A trace of disgust flashed through the pair of iconic red phoenix eyes. This so-called immortal sect is really too shabby, and the people here have very low cultivation levels. Compared with the domain, it is simply. Even if he founded the fire worship demon cult back then, any ordinary disciple could destroy this place. Forget it, since I am in urgent need of training, I can just stay here for a while. Hong Qinya said secretly. If it weren't for Yi Junlin's reasons, he would have left long ago without looking back. If he wants to discover the secrets of this person, he must learn to patiently disguise his identity. Junior brother Yi, here you go. Xuanhuan walked out of the hall, glanced at Hong Qinya behind him, and said tentatively to Yi Junlin. I picked up a disciple along the way. Xiaohong, come and pay homage to the sect master. Yi Junlin waved, sensing the young man's shallow cultivation. Hong Qinya felt a little depressed, but due to the situation, she had no choice but to politely bow her hands and say, Disciple Hong Qinya meets the sect master. Apprentice. Xuanhuan was stunned. He had just discussed with several other peak masters to hold a grand apprenticeship ceremony and asked Yi Junlin to select suitable disciples to enter Piamiao Peak. Unexpectedly, he picked up a disciple halfway. Look at this girl, she looks pretty cool. Hey, what a beautiful girl. Xiang Peak Master twisted her waist and walked over gracefully. When she saw the extremely good-looking Hong Qinya, she couldn't help but move forward to get close to her. Hong Qinya's eyes were like piercing with sharp swords, and she shouted, I am a man. Boom. As he spoke, a powerful aura was released from his whole body. The Xiangfeng Peak Master's delicate body trembled, her pretty face turned pale with fright, and she said in horror, Yuanying. This person is actually a Yuanying realm monk. Xuanhuan and the others were shocked. Asshole, this is my senior sister. Yi Junlin frowned and said, Hurry up and apologize. Hong Qinya reacted and quickly restrained her cultivation to suppress her inner displeasure. She cupped her hands and said, Disciple is being rude. No, it's okay. Xiangfeng Peak Master looked embarrassed and did not dare to move forward any further. Junior brother Yi, where did you recruit your disciple? He is in the nascent soul stage. Xuanhuan smacked his tongue. Harem, I'm lucky to have picked it up. Yi Junlin waved his hand. Everyone looked at each other, speechless. Is the nascent soul stage so worthless these days? You can pick it up just by picking it up. Chapter 10. The demon cult leader cried. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although everyone was shocked by Yi Junlin's effort in wandering around and casually picking up a nascent soul monk as his apprentice, they were all convinced after that, so they were very happy with Hongqianye's joining. After all, this means that Xiantian sect's strength has grown. After everyone dispersed, Yi Junlin took Hongqianye to Piaomiao Peak. You are the chief disciple of Master, so you can choose any cave here, but don't be polite, Yi Junlin said seriously. Hongqianye looked at the dilapidated cave full of spider webs. The muscles in the corners of her eyes were twitching. After a while, she squeezed out a sentence, "Thank you, Master." It is no exaggeration to say that even the place where the demon worship cult's handyman disciples live is better than the environment here. Ahem, it's a little dirty. Just clean it up yourself. Remember, only the weak will complain about the environment, and the strong will often learn to adapt. Yi Junlin spoke earnestly and sincerely. After saying that, he disappeared with a whoosh, just run away. Hongqianye clenched her fists tightly, resisting the burst of anger, and gritted her teeth and said, "It's okay, I can bear it. Those who achieve great things must first bear the humiliation and bear the burden. Since you choose to become a disciple, you must learn to adapt to this new identity." Next, the news that Guan Xiantian sect had destroyed Fenglei sect instantly swept through Huangzhou like a storm. What? Fenglei sect was destroyed? Damn it, where did Xiantian sect get its ability? It was ranked last among the 6 sects before. Have you heard that the master of Piaomiao Peak of Xiantian sect back then was actually not deposed? Just today, the nascent soul-level Qingping demon king led his tribe to attack and was killed by him. It turns out that he has broken through the nascent soul a long time ago. No wonder the Xiantian sect is so strong. This boy has such a terrible character, and he has been able to hide it for so long. Let me tell you, Fenglei sect is really unlucky to provoke others at this time. TSK, everyone will die now. All parties were having heated discussions, obviously frightened by this sudden incident. Especially other large sects are very wary of Xiantian sect and dare not retaliate. A nascent soul is not much at all, but in a remote place like Huangzhou, he would be an overlord-level powerhouse, enough to protect a trend for thousands of years. If not for the invasion of the Qingping demon king this time, how long would the Misty Peak master still want to hide? Although nascent soul is very strong, in the eyes of my Banshan sect, it is not as arrogant as yours. The leader of the Banshan sect, known as the strongest sect in Huangzhou, sneered with his hands behind his back, because the ancestor of the Banshan sect has been on the ceiling of the nascent soul realm in his early years. He has been unable to retreat in seclusion for these years, just to attack the gods. If successful, the Banshan sect will completely dominate Huangzhou. Same moment, Qingzhou is the capital of Daozhou in the eastern region. Here are numerous cultivators, immortal dynasties, and sects of cultivators. The Yuhua sect is recognized as the supreme saint, respected and worshipped by hundreds of millions of people, and has continued its glory for millions of years. In a certain ancestral temple, there were densely packed spiritual tablets enshrined. Among them, one of the spiritual tablets had already cracked into pieces, scaring a disciple who woke up from his sleep with a pale face. Oh my God, this is so old. No, Mu Lauk is an elder of the Yuhua sect. He is quite prestigious in the sect. He is proficient in magical powers and is the best among the elders of the sect. Who would have thought that he would suddenly die like this? Soon, the news of Mu Lao's death was reported to the sect's senior officials. The top leaders of the sect were furious. Who is so bold? How dare you attack the elders of Yuhua sect? Everyone was very angry. As a member of the Yuhua sect, he would not dare to provoke anyone who walked out casually on weekdays, and he would be treated like an uncle. Now one of their elders was out of business and was killed without any reason. On the towering fairy peak, a middle-aged man wearing a golden robe, his eyes were open and closed, and the golden light was piercing the sky, which was extremely terrifying. He had thick golden hair, braided into braids, with hundreds of strands hanging down on his chest and back. People are filled with an aura of unfathomable terror. This is Venerable Juyang. Master, it's all my fault for being bad. My disciple entrusted Mr. Mu to deliver the elixir to my father. A handsome man wearing a robe with a blazing sun pattern knelt on his knees, lowered his head and admitted his mistake. Chen Xiao, Chen Yunhai's son. Get up, it's not your fault. Lord Zhuyang slowly raised his hand, and an invisible force lifted Chen Xiao up. Thank you master for your forgiveness. Chen Xiao's eyes changed and he stopped talking. Whatever you want to ask, just tell me. Lord Zhuyang said calmly. Chen Xiao said in a deep voice, Mu Lao's death has made my disciple worried. I always feel that my father's sect will be implicated, so I really want to go to Huangzhou to see it in person. Venerable Zhuyang shook his head. Xiao, do you know why I accept you as my disciple? Because the disciple has the body of the Sun Immortal. Has he become an immortal? Chen Xiao said, in the world of cultivation, apart from spiritual roots, the physique of a monk is also very important. A strong physique can be used to perform well in combat, or make rapid progress in practice. The physiques on this body are divided into spiritual body, true body, treasure body, fairy body and holy body. Chen Xiao is pregnant with the Sun Immortal body, which attracts the Yuhua sect's great attention. Venerable Zhuyang had no expression on his face. One of these, the other two, I see huge ambition in you. You who are eager to become stronger, how can you be troubled by this little family affection? The day for the true disciple competition is coming soon, you must prepare early. If you defeat the other true disciples and win the leader, the sect will increase its resources for you. This is a real benefit. But there is no way. As for Fenglei's sect, the Master Association will send someone to Huangzhou to find out what's going on. Hear the words. In order to dispel the doubts in his heart, Chen Xiao bowed his hands and said, disciple will definitely live up to Master's expectations. Then, turn around and leave. Venerable Zhuyang said coldly, come, go to Huangzhou to see what's going on. Suddenly, a deep voice came from the void. Xiantian sect, on Kamiao Peak, the lingering smoke curled up, and the smell of meat came out. Hong Chiba grilled the mutton skewers with ease. While controlling the temperature, she also sprinkled the special spices at the right time. The mutton skewers were grilled tender, juicy and sizzling. Glancing quietly behind her, she saw the silver-haired young man lying on a chair basking in the sun. Hong Chiba's face looked a little ugly. He is a demonic giant who once caused a bloody storm in the Central Territory and controlled hundreds of millions of spiritual lives. If anyone thinks of his title, even the crying babies will stop crying. Now, he is working as a handyman in an unpopular sect. If his former enemy finds out about this, he will definitely laugh until tears flow out. Eat, 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 what's delicious? I really can't understand that a monk in the transformation of God realm would actually covet this kind of appetite. How superficial. Hong Qinya cursed secretly. Hung, are you ready? Master, I can't wait. There was a shout from behind. Okay master, I will bring it to you right now. Hong Qinya placed a few mutton skewers on the plate and presented them to Yi Junlin, who was enjoying the meal. Yi Junlin leaned back on the chair comfortably, picked up a fragrant mutton skewer, and ate it deliciously. During this period, you don't need to practice anything at all. You can just lie down and sign in, and your magical powers and exercises will be practiced automatically, which is very impressive. And because there were too many sign-in rewards, most of which were quite useless, he simply gave some of the ones that he didn't see as having any use to them to improve their abilities, making everyone excited and grateful. Ding, dear host, are you satisfied with the secret kebab condiments rewarded by this system? The system's Lolita sound came through my mind. Quakuo, this smell reminds me of my hometown, a city famous for barbecue. Ding, as long as the host is satisfied. Yi Junlin looked at Hong Qinya standing next to him and pursed his lips. Hey, you can have one too, you're welcome. Hong Qinya shook her head and said, Master, this disciple has achieved complete fasting and has no interest in the food on the table. Hey, if you have cultivated such a level of immortality, what's the point of it? Just listen to my teacher and eat as much as you want. Yi Junlin shook his head and said. No, master, I am really not interested. Hong Qinya felt very contemptuous and felt that Yi Junlin was a strange flower in the world of cultivation. Damn it. Why don't you give me face? If my teacher tells you to eat, then you can eat it. How come there is so much nonsense? Yi Junlin stared, like this, what if I can't cure you? Hong Qianye. Finally, at Yi Junlin's request, Hong Qianye picked up a mutton skewer with repulsion, smelled it first, and then bit the meat into her mouth with a look of disgust. Boom. In an instant, the extremely explosive deliciousness hit his taste buds crazily. Chewing the red Qianye carefully, an indescribable and wonderful feeling ripples in my heart. For a moment, my whole body was shaking like an electric shock, and I felt like my soul was out of body, and I was in a state of ecstasy. I don't know why, maybe because touched the deep memories of his childhood. The eyes of this murderous demon sect leader became wet, 2 lines of tears fell silently. Okay, delicious.